I would like to introduce you, if I may, in the proper way. I was fascinated to read your bio too. I'm going to read it for everyone here. This is the fifth life that he has been called to be a shaman, Gregory Reece-Smith, putting his hand up when we were asked whether we were willing to use our shamanic experience to assist humanity and so all of creation to move through the long prophesized period of transition. And boy, is this a long prophesized one, huh? Along the way, he has worked in corporate and led technology companies worldwide, coaching fledgling organizations to those the size of international operations like IKEA, guiding founders, managers, and chief executives to step beyond their limitations, to reach for their full potential, leading them to enjoy a fulfilled, successful life. And it was while he was the CEO of a fast-growing public company, expanding internationally with exciting opportunities, he chose to step away from the position he had sought. In his discontent, he realized he was not following his passion to help as many as possible to create success in their life. The change of belief and the uncomfortable messages his body was sending to him forced him to reflect on his life and its direction. This led him to write his first book, The 7 Secrets to Living in Harmony. So welcome, 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 Gregory. We are so delighted. And I'm fascinated to hear your story of how you made this transition from a high-tech executive to reliving a shamanic traditions.
Yes, I mean, really good. Well, okay. The key point is that, Ali, that this is my 5th life as a shaman. And I discovered that one day when I'd been invited to go to Avebury, which is the largest stone circle in the world, which is part of the Stonehenge complex, but it's older than Stonehenge. And yes. We'd finished the summer solstice ceremony, and I was leaning against one of the stones and saw myself walking up through the processional pathway. And I thought, oh, okay. So that was a clue. And then a few months later, a psychic friend had said, I've been asked to take you to Avebury. And so we went up to Avebury, but we didn't stop at the stones. We walked to the Silbury Hill, which, if you know the area at all, isn't exactly a natural hill. It's like that, and it's older than Avebury.
Exactly.
And so, as we were walking up, it was 100% cloud cover. Drizzle was coming down, and we walked down to Silbury Hill. And as we reached the bottom, it was a bang. Okay. Last time I was here, I was completing a shamanic ceremony on the hill, and somebody died. And so I swore that I would never use my shamanic powers again. So that was, a couple of thousand BC or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so then I did a ceremony of forgiveness and clearing and so on. And at the end of it, as we were leaving through the 100% cloud cover, a shaft of sunlight came straight over the top of Silbury Hill and straight at us. So I knew, I've just received a sort of shivers down my back as well, that it had been done. And so from there, I stepped into my shamanic power. All right, there'd be 1 or 2 escalations in between, but that's another matter compared to what I was doing then in my life. So I use what I have experienced in the business world, because my belief, well, if I come back, so what's a shaman's purpose? A shaman's purpose is to bring harmony between Father Sky, Mother Earth, and humanity. Yes. And so within that, we have business, we have personal, etc., etc. And so I use my business experience to help people in their personal lives, because that then impacts the business. And this is where humanity has become a bit lost, in the sense of, there's business and there's personal, and the two don't integrate. Well, no, that's not quite the case. And so I bring the two together. So, for example, a couple of days ago, I was helping a guy really begin a new life. So this life, he died, took his soul back to meet the celestial parents and the creator. And so then he came back with a birth down the birth channel, and was born and came back to the current age that he is today. So that was a means of using shamanic techniques to shift him from the old life, where he'd felt various restrictions and hadn't been able to achieve the success that he was looking for.
Right. Yes.
So none of the ancestral lineage, the other lives, whatever had happened in this life, was interfering with what he wanted to achieve in terms of success in this life. And so that's how I enjoy, and I must admit I enjoy it, to shamanic journey, because you're fundamentally changing their life. Therefore, you're fundamentally changing humanity. Therefore, you're changing the way in which humanity evolves, etc., across Earth.
And you're enjoying it in the process, which is even better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see it in your face that you love what you do.
I'm fascinated by the stories that the people come up with when I take them on a journey to, say, recover a soul parts or something like that.
Yeah,
they're not stories you could think up. And so they come out, and they've been influencing them in this life completely. They've been restricting them, they've been limiting them. And so that's where I see my purpose in that sense, is helping remove the limitations that people have and evolve, and from a shamanic point of view, allowing their light to shine, so that their light shines, and so humanity's light shines, and so everything evolves.
It certainly does. I call this outside of time healing, that we can go outside of time, whether it's in the past life, and do healing that comes right up to the present time.
So, absolutely. Absolutely. And that is, there are more shamans incarnate at the moment on Earth as a result of basically every shaman being called to a meeting.
Absolutely.
A long time ago.
Show up and be present.
Invited, do you wish to incarnate on Earth at this moment during this transition as we're going through this great awakening? And of course, everybody put their hand up and said yes. Why wouldn't they?
Exactly. Well, because we forgot what it was like when we actually got here.
That's another issue.
I know. So what I'm hearing you say is that you're actually healing the split between business, personal life, and spirit, and so that there doesn't need to be any separation.
Because we're now in this era when separation is disappearing, albeit with some or two constraints and limitations, etc. But the more we come together, which is the era we're moving into, so we're more conscious, we're more collaborating rather than separation, which I see as the old business model, which is why there are many businesses, I think, maybe 10 years would have gone, because they kept to the old attitudes, the old persona, the old humanity, and yet we all know from our experiences, humanity and Earth are moving. So we have to move.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and that's why I think this summit, in that sense, is spot on in terms of its timing, because we are at the point that we're at the tipping point. We're at the transition point.
Absolutely.
And so there are many that don't wish to leave the old, unsurprisingly, because I think we're the most conservative species on the planet.
You're right about that.
We actually need to move into the new, because we can't create the new until we clear out the old. We need the space.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I see unfolding around us every day.
The letting go somehow for humans seems to be a big challenge, because we want to see what's coming next, and letting go means you move forward with the resources that you have available, and especially spirit. We're not all alone, thrown into the sea. We have all kinds of spirit support to move into whatever our gifts are. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's coming back to the shamanic use of the word success. What success from a soul point of view is evolution and growth. Right. My experience is that probably what we find the most challenging is exactly where the soul's trying to take us in terms of our own evolution and growth. So
exactly.
Not unsurprising that we tend to hit the wall a few times.
Exactly.
That's why I can readily use my own experience, because I've been there once or twice.
Several times, and probably several times more in the future. Although time is all one anyway.
Absolutely, and that's one of the advantages I have of taking a shamanic perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the sense that I don't see time.
Yeah,
it's just there are timelines, and what surprised me perhaps over the last 6 months is the number of people I've spoken to, and I've said, look, I can see you have 2, 3, 4 timelines open. At the moment. You need to make a choice which one you're going to take. Now, is that fixed forever? No, but unless you initiate it, which is about taking action, then you're going to be stuck where you are. But at least step into that new timeline and go exploring and see what happens.
Exactly. Sometimes people forget that we really do have choice. Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah,
very much so. And choice is fundamental to humanity, or no, let me rephrase that. Choice is fundamental to this universe, because this is a free will universe.
Yes,
there are other universes that are not free will, but this one, which
this
is why so many souls enjoy coming to Earth, because there is this freedom as to how we're going to evolve. From a soul's point of view, it's all about evolution and growth, and therefore there are no limitations. Everything's open to us. It's just that we have to grasp it and take it on.
And so, and the things that you're saying, what would you say is the number one aspect that you think shamanism contributes to being successful in whatever your life is?
I think that the key point there is, well, the 3 points actually. One, you can choose at any age to take the step towards success. You and you alone define what success means to you. And the third point is that you can change your definition of success at any moment. And so if you combine those 3, you have unlimited opportunities. And we step out of the separation, we step out of the view that we're restricted into the full opportunity, which is what no time, etc., provides to us.
Exactly. It's a pretty exciting time to be here, isn't it? Even as challenging as it is.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, that's part of the fun. I mean, all right, the mind wants everything to be going in a nice straight line, whereas actually energy goes like that. So once you understand that really this is it, and that you
Yeah.
wouldn't appreciate the up times if you didn't have the downtime. And
Right.
so it's once you see there is a flow, which is how
Exactly.
energy moves, then okay, I might not be pleased and I'm upset and I'm
Yeah.
cross and angry or whatever at the moment, but it can change.
Exactly. So it's fascinating to
And
hear
that's
you, and
why I
I love
think
your accent too.
one of the key points I've found to broaden people's perspective, instead of life being like that, it's
Yeah.
out here.
Yes.
And so we're then being invited to the new opportunities to break through the boundaries that we've created, and so move into the life that we desire. And coming back millennia, have been talking about this time, and this time is when we step beyond the old version, the separate version from the creator, and we step into connection with the creator, which then means we're no longer separate.
It sounds like you feel like you are hopeful that we will do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is the beauty of why we're here at this moment, because we can step into anything.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I want to ask, take a time. I know we talked a little bit early about, could you explain both the gift and that you've offering, so that people can have an opportunity to have access to those. The tech people will put them on their site so that people can tap into them.
Yes, I have a couple of guests.
Yeah.
One, I have a free audio, which is me taking people on a guided journey.
Oh, excellent.
To living to their full potential. And that's me guiding them to open up to exactly what we've just been talking about.
Yes. Oh, excellent.
And then for those that have signed up for VIP, I have a gift of my fast and easy breakthrough process, which again is how I help people break through whatever those limitations are. And so that's why I'm offering it as a freebie, so that I can see people, whether you're a coach or whether you want to help your wife or your friends or whatever, all of that can help them break through and then offer this unlimited opportunity that I believe is there.
And go ahead. You're the star here. Well, one of the things we like to ask is there one more nugget that's the most important thing that you want to make sure that people hear during this brief time?
All I was going to say, sorry, Ali, is that also I would like to offer. Absolutely, I'd like to make this. This is an out of the box offer, so to speak. I also offer what I call an Accelerate Your Life session with me, which is free. But for the first 5 that sign up, and I hope Mercy can put the link up, is that I will expand that session with them to actually address some of the issues that we identify during the session. So for the first 5 that sign up for my Accelerate Your Life session, I will offer that additional feature rather than just doing the usual session that I do.
On behalf of those that we go for that, thank you.
See it now. She's put it up.
Yeah.
So if anybody, the first 5 that book on that, I will actually provide you with some healing as a result of what we identify during that session.
This is excellent. I wish I could meet you in person, and I'm sure people who are listening wish they could meet you in person as well. But I'm glad you're. I'm glad that you're on
I
the
look forward
planet.
to it, Ali. Do you want to come to
Yes.
Portugal?
Oh, I've thought a lot about meeting wonderful people like you, so that we can. I am also grateful that at least we can do it online and know that there are people all over the world that are carrying the wisdom that you're carrying. And thank you on behalf of all of our listeners. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for joining us for another
been a
amazing
pleasure.
session of the New Humans,
It really has
New
been a
Earth Summit.
pleasure, Ali.